Hey, Caden. How you doing, my friend? We're going to do Farming Simulator 17 today. Got to mix it up a little bit, but I'll tell you about it once we get the stream going. I've been playing with X-Plane all day, and I've added quite a bit to it in the past 24 hours, 36 hours. I'm out of hand. All right, so we need to bring this down a little bit. Take that down right about there somewhere. Let me know if that's too loud. We need to hop in here. Oh, now I can't see my clock. Hang on, so we come over here. 7 seconds. Oh my goodness. There we go. And then this fades right in here. Beautiful. It worked. I'm running so late today. Happy New Year, Caden. Happy New Year. I hope you had a good one. Right, so where are we? We're in Germany. You know, I didn't get VATSIM going on X-Plane. I got pilot to ATC. And I will talk about that a little bit more as we get going. So, we're in Germany. We're in Germany, and so this map, let me tell you why I did this. I love the Western Shore. I really do. I think my favorite map ever. It's one of the best maps I've ever seen, if not the best map I've ever seen. But I want to be careful with it, and I don't want to burn out on it. And I almost did before. I have to say, I almost did because it got kind of big and unmanageable. I think because bullet bill maps, because they're UK maps, or what I think of as a UK style map, right? And that is typically like really small, really tight lanes and hedges, like Purbeck Valley that we were on in 19. Very, very tight. Purbeck Valley had kind of medium-sized fields. The Western Shore has gigantic fields. They're absolutely gigantic. And I'm not complaining when I say this, but it's quite a bit of work to keep it all taken care of. I think of it like a small map, but it's actually quite a big map. So I got to think of, why don't we mix it up a little bit? I don't know if it's going to be 1-to-1, right? Like one Western Shore episode and then one episode of something else, or if it'll be maybe 2-to-1, right? I don't know. But I was playing with X-Plane this morning, and I kind of ran out of time, and I realized it would be, I don't know, like a couple hours work to get the Western Shore ready to record. And I want to do that because I love FS17. I don't want to do it because I have to get ready for a video. I don't ever want it to seem like work. So I thought, let's try Altenstein. This is tidy. Look at this. Compared to the Western Shore, both in terms of how big the card is and in terms of how big the fields are. This is like, right? This is absolutely tiny. And we did start with some equipment, so I thought maybe we can just have some fun on this map. So the first thing we'll do, let me confirm, we've got our markers turned off. I think we do. Yeah, those look coded in. Let's take a look here. Where was it? Is it there? Is it there? Interactive zone markers off. Yeah, those are off. Okay, so those may be hard coded into the map. Not a big deal. I've played this map before a couple years ago. It is a fun map. And we do have some equipment. So first thing we're going to do is sell some of this equipment because there's a little tractor that I want to start with. So if we go here, I have that Rotate MD80, and it is amazing. I've managed 2 successful flights in it. Twice. 2 flights. And I'm pretty pleased with myself, I have to say. So this little Brantner, this is 120, 75, 85, 65, 80, 60, 50, 60, and nothing for that. Hey, Ernie, how you doing? Happy New Year. So I think if 120 is our limit, let's take a look at this. This is a specific tractor that I wanted to use on this map. I've used it on this map before, and I think it's a really, really good mod. And of course, got an MB track. If it's a little German map, you got to have an MB track. And we've got these 2 little Deutz, 3 little Deutz, 4 little Deutz. Yeah. 6.11, 6.21, 6.31, and a 4.71, right? But the one I want is, where is it? This one right here. And if there's different engine options, but they all give us 80 horsepower. So that might not be the best thing. And was there another one? Yeah, there was this one right here, but I think that's 68 horsepower. So, go with the Fent. That's pretty big for this map. some of these others? 100, 120? Go something like this? Yeah, I think we might do that. So if we come down to the garage, I said, and we sell this one, and we sell this one, right? So if we buy front loader attacher, yes. 120 horsepower, all right. Wheel setup, beacon light, let's go one beacon light, 82 grand. Okay, we already own fields. And we already own the rest of our equipment, so we'll keep that other equipment and we'll sort of swap it out as we need to, right? But I don't feel like we need to, you know how I sell everything. I always sell everything and then buy other stuff. Let's move this around as we need to. So we will I'll head down to the store. It's a very small map. You can run around the entire map fairly quickly. But it's really pretty. It's really hilly. And I haven't played in a while, so I figured why not? So we'll get our little Deutzfahr going. I almost said Steyr, but we'll get our little Deutzfahr going and we'll figure out what we want to do next. We have a fertilizer spreader. So we'll probably start fertilizing some of these fields. And we own, it looks like 16, 13, 4, and 8 that I can see. 2 and 22. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields. Yeah. Second tractor may come in handy. We got 126 grand, so we'll probably buy another one once we get the first one working. Did I make the correct turn? No, it is this way. Here we go. But yeah, just away. That legitimately scared the hell out of me. All right, and we did get the front loader bracket on this. We kept the front loader at the farm. Yeah, this is all right. And we are not running more realistic. For the time being, I think I'm going to stay away from more realistic. Fantastic mod. Let's just stay away from it. We don't need it. All right, so right here, I'm going to reset that there. There we go. Fire that up. Build up some air pressure. It's very small. I don't know if you were here for the intro, but look at this compared to look at that compared to the Western Shore. But as I was sort of explaining, I want to be careful. I was very close to burning out on the Western Shore at the end of V1. So I think I want to mix it up a little bit. I don't want to burn out on it because we got a ways to go. And I was, sir, I was unloading the pit. I was unloading silage from the pit with that little bucket. And I made a few trips and I realized like I had a lot more trips to make and I didn't want to do it anymore. You know, I didn't want to unload anymore, but I had to get ready for the episode. And I thought, well, let's be careful. Let's get out in front of this and avoid burning out. So we'll mix it up. 1 to 1, 2 to 1. And we may or may not even do a series on this map. We may just do a single episode today. But then we'll be back in the Western Shore soon enough. All right. And, oh, you know, one other thing. This map does start us with animals as well. Use your words. This map starts us with animals. So before we do anything else, let's take a look at those and see how their health is. Oh, it's bumpy too. I like it. All right. So right in here, let's get this parked and see how our animals are doing. Right there. Set the brake. Engine off. Right. So we've got, I saw pigs. I don't even remember my way around this. I've spent time on it before, but I don't remember where everything is. Cows are, okay, here's pigs. Tight little map. Here's pigs. That looks like a straw trigger. And food, water is somewhere. See how we're doing. Yeah, they're maxed out. We've got 10 pigs and 15 cows, and they're maxed out on food and water. So no problem there. Okay. Pigs are reproducing very, very slowly. Cows are not reproducing at all. Yeah, absolutely, Ernie. And it's I don't mind streaming at all. I love the channel and making these streams, making these videos for you. I do need to kind of monitor myself because it will get away from me. And what I'll end up doing is like, I'll grind to be ready for a stream. And I don't think that's any good for anybody. So we need to, sorry, I seem a little bit scattered right now. We're just getting started here. We need to fertilize. I think all of our fields are, yeah. Nothing growing right now. How many of these are grass fields? Do we have any grass fields? No. All of our fields are arable at the moment. We should probably put a couple in for grass. So let's, well, we need to fertilize everything. Do we not? We need to plow everything too. Okay. So I would say first thing we do is get another tractor. A little one. So we've already got that. I mean, we could go with the Fiat. That's a fun tractor. 180 horsepower, though. I don't think that's ridiculous. The Ford, we've already done quite a bit of Ford. All those DLC. What do you think of the new maps? What are the areas, what are the DLC that you have not played yet? And let's get this. Stock lower drawbar. Extended hitch. Do that. Long pre-filter. I like the sound of that. Wheel setup. Don't need any of that. Lifting arms. Hydraulic pistons. I don't know what that means. All right, so let's buy this thing and hope that it works. I think it may be heavily modded. A modded mod. Let's hope that works. And we'll go to the garage. We'll sell the plow that we have. That'll work on here. I think it will. Horsepower, it seems a bit heavy. So we're going to sell this plow. And we're going to sell this spreader. Now we'll keep that. Now we'll sell that. Sell that, and we'll sell that. I want to use some of the bullet bill stuff. I know it's a German map, but that's one of the reasons we're not running more realistic. Is so we can use some bullet bill mods. Some of those packages he just released. Thanks for the tip on those, by the way, Ernie. Yeah, I really, really enjoy Hunter Call of the Wild. I would not have thought that just creeping through the bushes very, very slowly for like 10 minutes, I would not have ever thought that could be as engaging as it is. The left turn. I'll remember. All right, so we'll hop in the Fiat. We'll put the plow on it, and I guess we'll just get started plowing some of these fields. Yeah, we use this on... Where'd we use this? Agra OC. And this takes its own... Yeah, this takes its own front weight. Stand by. I believe when you install this mod, it brings in its own weight. Does it not? Yeah, it does right there. Beautiful. All right, so we'll get this hooked up, and we do need a plow back here. Like so, we had that one at 120. So we got the Kverneland at 120. Okay. And then these, I want to say, are the bullet bill. Yeah. Rover. 90, 130. Let's try to keep everything under 120. So much variety. Pottinger, that's a good name. Nice German brand, is it not? Lemken is as well. Let's go Pottinger. I don't know what the difference is between those wheels. Default boards, slatted boards. Why not? Coulter discs? Sure. We'll buy that. We'll need it. All right. Oh dear. The Fiat is... I saw it kind of shimmy shaking out of the corner of my eye. Whoa, easy Fiat. No idea what's causing that. It's making me a little bit uncomfortable. Oh, it sounds fantastic. Sir. So the handbrake is functioning, but I noticed it didn't build up air pressure. It's almost like the mechanical parking brake in... Sir. It's almost like the mechanical parking brake that you find in combine harvesters. All right. If this thing keeps shaking like that, we'll sell it and get something else. It's not that bad. It could just be a rough idle. All right, weight on the front. Yeah, we'll call it a rough idle for now. If it continues giving us problems, we'll get rid of it and get something else in here. All right, and we are going to... you want to just start up top? Drive all the way up to the top of the map? Yeah, that'll give us an opportunity to see everything. So let's head up to field 22. Get that going with this on a hired worker, and then we'll come back down. We'll get in the little Deutz. Go grab a new broadcast spreader and get some FERT on some of these fields. All right, so I'm going to go right here. And I do remember this map, but I don't. Looks really good, though. And it doesn't have a lot of scripts on it, which is not typical for a German map. They tend to have a lot of scripting, as you know. And this one does not. I did think about running Hofbergman, which is the scriptiest map. I have never seen a map with more scripts than Hofbergman. I thought about that, and I also thought about, what's the other one? Herman's Eck. But I did a series on that a long time ago on the channel. Seasons Lighting with SkySwap and the SkySwap add-on pack. But I'm not running Reshade or anything. Man, this is... It's really, really bumpy. It's not a bad thing, but it is really bumpy. And we are headed to... Yep, we're headed toward Field 22. So yeah, for X-Plane, I got that new plane, the Rotate MD-80. I did get it skinned. And then I got the SAM World Jetways. I got SAM Follow Me. I brought in custom sound for the MD-80. I got a Navigraph subscription. I understand why people say X-Plane is the most expensive sim you'll ever own. I got Navigraph, and because I use Little Navmap and Active Sky for weather and some other mods, I guess they're not really mods. They're more like standalone apps and programs, but I use a lot of those. And they're all drawing on different, they're called ARACs or ARACs. And it's basically the most current information for building flight plans. So it has like airport layouts, SIDS, which are the departures from airports, STARS are the arrivals from airports, procedures, like you fly to this point, and you want to get there between 4,000 and 5,000 feet, then you're going to climb to, and turn on this radial. So it's the way that they integrate all that traffic. Hey, Saint, Happy New Year. How you doing? So ARACs need to be unified among all pilots and aircraft. And in SimWorld, you can use Navigraph to do that. So once you have a Navigraph subscription, you can basically slave all your apps to it and have exactly the same data across all platforms. So now, when I get into the plane, when I try to program my FMC, it's got the current ARAC, which is 2014, good till the end of January. But Little Navmap sees that as well, so all the waypoints are valid, and Active Sky sees that, so the different weather reporting stations are all valid. Is it behind us? Where is it? Hang on. I'm all turned around. Is that it? On the other side of the rocks? Hang on. We'll get to it. So I did get that hooked up, and I guess it helps. I think you need it to be current. You need Navigraph to be current to use VATSIM. But VATSIM has its own flight tracking website called SimAware, and that lists what airports are on the network as far as air traffic control. And I don't see as many VATSIM controllers as I thought I would see. The service is not as busy as I thought it would be. So I bought Pilot to ATC, which is an AI air traffic control add-on. It's supposed to be pretty good. So we'll give that a try. But I've been Oh, this is 21. Sir, that's 22 right there. So yeah, I've been going absolutely berserk in X-Plane over the past 24 hours. Slowly. Easy. And this field is sort of square. I guess that's the long axis right there. I'm going to put this on a hired worker. See how it does. I'm not entirely confident, but we'll see how it does. All right, does this thing unfold? It does not. All right, so let's get backed up here. And we always want real farmers in the house. Keep me correct here. We always want the wheel on the unplowed side. We want it on the smooth side. Is that correct? All right, so we go right here. I'm going to confirm. Alternative helper off. We just want a dumb worker. We want to go lengths. Is that right? Connected fields only. We want that on as well. And we'll let this run a couple cycles just to see if it's working okay. All right. Get to work. That's a little fast. You're going to need to slow down. Easy. All right. Let's slow that down to about, yeah, right about there. And we are on, kilometers and euro. And I'll need to remember to switch that back over to pounds and miles when we get back on the Western Shore. I mean, I would have preferred they not drive into the creek. We'll see. It is base game AI. Yeah, there's so many other ways that it could have done that. It did flip the plow, so that's a bonus. All right, they seem to be doing okay, and should probably be okay without four-wheel drive, since we're not running more realistic. Maybe? No. No. Spoke too soon. All right. All right, four-wheel drive is on, and differentials are locked in. All right, in fairness, that is a mighty hill. All right. You got it? Right. And then that happened. Oh, game. All right, I just gave up. Just gave up. No regrets. All right, so we'll sort this out. Let's just cut in a little headland up here manually. And hopefully that will sort out the AI. The other thing we could do... I was thinking maybe we could just have it go side to side, even though this is kind of the short axis of the field. But that wouldn't work. It would just drive into this creek over here. Rip. All right, let's lift that up. So we put that there, and we want to turn our plow. Right about like so. There you go. Now, is that enough room for them? Is that enough room for them to turn without going completely crazy? Probably not. Let's give them a try. All right, and you know, it gets a little narrower down at the bottom. I just realized. You know, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Had a nice evening in and didn't get too wild. I think I ended up drinking probably about one bottle of champagne. And, you know, it was very low-key. I think it's amazing, though. We have probably, when we say we, of course, I mean me, I think we may have built 2021 up a little too much. It's like 2020 was a really bad relationship, right? We had a bad breakup, and it was bad all around. And 2021 is the next date we're going on. So expectations are really high, but we're also, you know, kind of thirsty. So it's that weird dynamic where if one thing goes wrong, you just put your napkin down and check, please, I'm out of here. But at the same time, you really need it to work. Listen, I had a terrible time recently. So 2021, I'm counting on you. So I feel like yesterday and today were, they were just regular days, pretty good. No complaints, but at the same time, it's like, 2020, you're letting me down. Like it was going to be magic every day once we got past the 31st. All right, let's see if... see if AI feels any better about this. How about it? No. Wants it. There you go. You got this. You know, I could turn around on this little grass verge, but what I really want to do is turn around on a vertical rock face. I think that makes a lot more sense. All right. I say we come back and find the Fiat in the creek, but I'm going to risk it. And so we came up via that little farm track on the other side of this pine forest right over yonder. Oh. I know the developers of Farm Sim. Maybe not the people that run Giants, but the actual people who like write the code for the game. I know they are just absolutely 100% passionate about sim farming, and they love it as much as we do. And I truly believe in my heart that if they could make that AI better, they would. I think that really is as good as it gets. I was just looking for a shortcut back to the farm, but that's lovely. How about it, man? I'll take it. Is there a little bridge down here somewhere? Can we get over here? We could probably parkour across there, but no need to. That looks like... hang on. Right back here. Yep. There's like a little place to cross here. Interesting. All right. So right through there. Beautiful. So we need to go get in the... What did we get? We got a Deutzfahr. We need to go get in the Deutzfahr. We need to buy... We got 106 grand. We need to go buy a pellet fert spreader, broadcast spreader. And we can start... I don't know. Let's start at the other end of the map. And we'll just work our way up till we pass the Fiat. We'll get that started in another field with the plow. And then we will drop the fert spreader and... what do you want to do? Go get a cultivator? I don't know. We'll think of something. All right, we're going back to the store. Let me see. What would they have in Germany? They would definitely have the Rauk. That's super expensive, though. 2,000, 2,200. I think this one. Yeah, I've used this one in the past. This is a good mod. So let's... Yeah, we've got a little money in our pocket. So let's do that. And this thing has bracket up front. Yeah, let's get a little front weight for this if we're going to have a big loaded broadcast spreader on the back. So we could go with Saffir. Yeah, why not? All right, back in here. Here we go. And it's 7 a.m., but it seems darker. It seems a lot darker. All right, and we can get out of here this way. Save game. We can get out of here this way, can we not? Right through here. Yep. Yeah, this is a really good looking map. I knew it was, but I sort of forgot how good it looks. very immersive. So that takes us, in fact, we can use this right now. This takes us across the little creek here to the road. And we take a left, and this will take us down to the store. Here we go. The only problem with this broadcast spreader, it's the volume isn't super big. Like, what it holds isn't super big, but physically it's gigantic. It's like the size of a Mini. So it may kind of eat this thing up when we put it on the back, but the weight will be okay. It might look a little, I don't know. We'll have to see. And some of these fields I think we may be able to get with a 24-meter spread. Some of them I think we may be able to get in one pass. All right, so here's our weight. I mean, I feel like something's up with this spawn. I feel like, right, like our spawn is haunted. Things seem to be kind of flip-flopping around. Oh, you know what? You do come at it from the other side. Stand by. So we go over here. Try to creep in here. We're gonna have to bump our spreader a little bit. Kind of push it out of the way. There we go. So we got that now. And then up here, right? All right, how's this look? I mean, not terrible. It's pretty big. And Z can increase the capacity. How big do we want this thing? Does that look odd that our spreader is nearly as big as the tractor? Oh, let's hope for the best here. And we've got, I just noticed our arms are not down on the front, so where do we do that? Is there some IC in here? Yeah, there is. So is it this? Bump the microphone. Is it this? Front hydraulic. I think that's it. So IC off. Yep. There you go. So now we want, let's go 2 of these and see how we're doing, see how our capacity is, and also if we're lifting the front wheels off the ground. It's going to be a little bit better with MR turned off, but I still want to be somewhat realistic. And it's looking like, yeah, 4,000 liters will be our total capacity. I don't think we even need 4,000 liters. Let's go 2,000. Yep, I think we're all right. Close that, and first field we want is field 8, which is like right back up the road on the way to the farm. All right. Between the curve and the road, at all the with all the shadows being this early in the morning, the traffic is just appearing out of nowhere. See how much of a wheelie? Yeah, it's even without more realistic, it can be problematic. So we want to go here. Is this right? Yeah, these fields are so small, it's like I can't even see them. All right, so this is 8 right here. I'm going to go third person. I mean, if we can't get this whole thing in one pass, I think it'll be most of it. Let's do this. Let's go one pass and see what we get. We may miss the edges, but I'd rather do that than start way over. You know what I mean? And then, oh, that's a nice puff of black diesel. Love it. You know what I mean? If we start over to the side, and then we're off. We've, you know what I mean. All right, here we go. Hang on. Okay, and this is without more realistic. Sir. All right, I thought this thing might be a little big. It is definitely too big. But it will empty out, and I don't know, I guess we'll keep it on the Fiat in the future. And we will get most of this field with one pass. But that gives us some idea. We're running, do we not have variable width? Oi. Sir. All right. That's how much of a wheelie we can pull. We can lock in some diffs. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. So now we want to go up. Whoa, easy. We want to go up this side. Yeah, we'll go up this side, back down the other side. If I can make my turn, there we go. Go up this side, down the other, and then move on to another field. Well, it's a good thing we didn't run more realistic. That would be terrible. No, we'd be leasing an MT700. But we're down probably a quarter of the total volume we started with, so hopefully this thing will be more manageable soon. Maybe. I will probably, this thing won't have many hours on it, so we'll have to sell this. We'll use one of the bullet bill. I think they hold 1,500, 1,300. So, Jesus, come on. All right. Something seems not right. This is that mod life. We'll figure it out. All right, there we go. All right, now everything is fine. Beautiful. And we want to cross the highway and do, let's go down and around and up to, I mean, we made our way up here okay, but it seems to have gone a little bit berserk. The funny thing is, I knew that we should probably go with one of the bullet bill mods and not this thing. But what did I do? It's the same every time. Yeah, it's really kind of an odd feeling. And now let's try this, because I feel like we can't really go wrong here. We're probably going to sell this thing. Can I change the capacity while it's full? First unload. Okay. So we want to go here. Yeah. As soon as this thing is empty, we'll sell it. It's just odd because we did, it's like we, oh, wait, what? All right, nobody say a word. Nobody say a word. That didn't happen. That didn't happen, and you saw nothing. I was trying to figure out how we got it up here from the store with no issue. Nobody say a word. All right, so we'll turn right up here. Another little bridge. Saw nothing. This one I think we can do in one pass. All right. So that's done. And we'll do 16 and 18. 4 and 8 are done. We'll make our way up to where the Fiat is working and see how they're getting on. I'm not confident. I'm concerned. And then this is 16 here. Let's do slowly. Easy. Let's do 2 passes here. Oh, my lights are on. Let's do 2 passes here. And this is a really pretty little map. I had forgotten. And we've got 2,000 liters, so we've got about 3/4 of what we left the store with. Okay. We got 13. We need to do 18 sort of behind us. Ernie, every time I see a tree stand in this game now, I start looking around. I get the Call of the Wild flashbacks. And we can probably go right up here, up this little grass verge. Yeah, let's do that. And then this is 18 here. All right, right there. I look at the amount of detail on a map like this, and even something relatively small, you know, like this, it's got to take just hours and hours and hours. And then I look at something like, pardon me, sir. I look at something like Upton, right, or Selby Farm Estates, or Coldborough Park. Yeah, there's got to be 1,000 hours in those. Oh, right on. Yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said for that. Having a map with nice proportions and a nice balance where it's not so small that you're just doing the same sort of ticky-tack jobs constantly, but also that you do, I don't know, like in a session, in a 1 or 2 hour session, you do feel like you get something done. And I think, yeah, we don't have to buy grass fields. I think, like this field right here, this is crop grass. So let's go in here and see if we can fertilize this. And if we can, well, I know we can because I can see the difference now. If we can fertilize this, when we can fertilize this, we'll have to look around and find the others because we'll be able to mow these. I was thinking of putting in some of our arable fields for grass, but we won't have to. We do own grass fields. We just need to find them. So it's sort of public grass, you know? It's an arrangement we have with the council. So right down here, amazingly, out of the corner of my eye, I could see that our Fiat is still working. Oh, and they just got done, just as I said that. Okay. So let's see how far they got. So we'll go right through here. Yeah, I was really amazed, Ernie. It is an absolute time toilet, but when I say that, I say it with love. It is really, really addictive, and I'm sort of working through it in stages where I've filled my lodge with, I've got all the animals where I want them, but they're not the level that I want. Like, I've got silvers and golds, and I'll need to go back at some point and get diamonds in there. But at least I have all the animals where I want them. And I've saved 3 rooms at Seseska Safari, I think. But 1 room is New Zealand, one room, like the central hallway, is South America. and then I want to put in, I want Germany and Spain in one room, Africa in one room, and Russia in one room. But I don't want to go to those maps until, I don't know, till the other maps are done. That makes sense? Oh, it's amazing, Overcourt, and it is on super sale right now. Break this off. I want to say you can get the game. The game itself is like $6 or $7 US, but then you can get all the DLC, like all of them, for $30. I mean, even if you just get base game, it comes with like 4 maps, maybe 3, and plenty of weapons. But then the DLC are weapon packs and additional maps that have different kinds of animals on them. I would recommend it. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? If you do, if you know what your triggers are, if you know what you need to stay away from, I'm not trying to talk you into anything, but it is, I would definitely recommend it. It's a fantastic game. All right, so we came up here because I seem to remember that you can't get across that creek right there. You have to go around it. And we're trying to get down the hill to field number 2. That is a grass field right there. We can fertilize that. Yeah. You know, one of the tricks that I use is I'll uninstall a game if I feel like I'm getting out of hand with it. But because I'm on SSD, I have like a built-in excuse not to reinstall it because I don't want to put a lot of writes on a solid state drive. So if it's like a 100 gig game, anytime I get tempted to reinstall it, it's like, no, I should probably wait. I don't want to put the writes on my SSD. So it's probably not like the best way to keep my addictions under control, but A for effort. All right, so this is field 2 right here, I think. And it looks like, is there fertilizer on this field? Does that look like manure? Sort of does. All right, so we come over here. Let's see if we're on a... let me see, so 270, 225, is that right? 220, that's a cardinal point. Let's see if a worker, let's see if our worker can figure this out. Or if they turn and drive off. I do like this Fiat, and I was enjoying, well, it was before I was streaming, I was just recording. I was enjoying Agra OC, but I just felt like, I don't know, it was missing something. Yeah, it's very relaxing. It definitely is. And I wouldn't necessarily describe it as violent. I think the developers have handled the actual harvesting of the animals really, really well. I mean, obviously if you're like a hardcore vegan or something, you're not going to be into it. But it's not gruesome in any way. It doesn't really celebrate the animals being killed or suffering. I mean, it's hunting, so it's hunting and killing things for sport, but I think it's handled in a good way. All right, there they go. So now we can use our little cutoff here, if I can find it. It's right. Yeah, there you go. I mean, $6 for base game. Can't go wrong with that, because you can always play it for a few hours and decide whether or not you want to get the rest of the DLC. Traffic. Here we go. Yeah, definitely. It's not quite a shooting gallery, but it does. I mean, to me, it's not as hard as real hunting, but I don't think any game could or should be as hard as it is in real life, because then, right, it just makes it impossible. That's no fun. So it is. You definitely. I mean, I've never harvested like 7 deer in one day in real life, but it's still difficult. but they give you enough to kind of keep you motivated. You know, you're not just like walking through the woods and never seeing anything. It is, it's got an arcade feel to it, no doubt, but it's not a shooting gallery by any means. Yeah. Sit in a tree stand for 7 hours in a sleet storm, waiting for deer that don't show. But I put a feeder out. Alright, and I guess, so we want to go back up the way we came and get some of these grass fields. Man, how am I going to remember where all these grass fields are? Because there's like a little wedge right here. Oh. This is going to be such a pain in the ass. Remembering where all these little grass fields are and then getting to all of them and mowing them, make like one pass, 2 passes, and then we have to gather it all up. All right. Not complaining. I'm planning. There we go. All right, so around the top. And right here. So it turns out this broadcast spreader is not too big. You just have to turn your brain on. Carefully sneak through there. Is this... This doesn't look dark. I think this may be... Yeah, this is meadow grass here. This is not crop grass. Nope. Okay. And this field right here, this is a bit of a mystery. This is a mystery field. I don't know what this is or what it's meant to be. Take a look on the mini-map. Right here, what is that? Break. So if we go here, we don't own it. What is it? 23 is sugar beet? What are we looking at? Or wheat? No, it's in front of us and to our right, so that would be this field right here. Is it free? It's in front of us. It's off our right front wheel. So that's it right there. Do we own that? I don't know. Let's try to fertilize it. If we try to fertilize it and we don't own it, it will say you do not own this field. Maybe this is like a free field. All right. I've not seen this texture maybe ever. I don't know if I've ever seen this in FS17. I don't know what it means. All right, and then right down here we go. And we're still on just under 1,000 liters, so I don't think we'll be able to get a second layer on everything. But hopefully we can get every field that we own done at least once. All right, so there's that one. And we did get that grass done. So we'll head through here, see how the field is doing, because they're working, yep, they're working right there. Beautiful. Right on. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I appreciate you. This looks like a little grass field right here. Tomorrow I'm going to do X-Plane, and we will, I think we're going to fly that MD-80. You said you wanted to fly somewhere in the US, so maybe we will fly from Phoenix to Los Angeles. That's a nice flight. Perfect length. Whoa, look at this with the kind of vertical cut in the middle and the trees. That's a nice little detail. When I see things like that, I mean, that is so imaginative. I've not seen that in, man, ever. That's very novel to have that sort of thing. I've seen islands in fields, but I've never seen it with that sort of vertical cut to it. You know, it's always more of like a flat feature rather than a profile. I love it. All right, so we'll look at the map now. we go here for fertilizer. So this is a grass field. Is there any other grass that we need to get? We don't own this. Let's drive back up. This looks like a grass field. Right here next to 23. Yeah, before we... And maybe up here as well. Wow, there's just grass everywhere. There's grass here, but I think that's cows maybe. All right, we gotta back it up. Back it up. We gotta back it up and see what's behind us. I think there may be another grass field up here. And I would really, as small as these fields are, it would be nice not to have to give one up for grass to keep them all arable. Ernie, I tried it one time and I gave up. It was too much for me. Yep, this looks like, get through this tree here, yep. And these are just scattered all over the map. Right around there. And right around there. I mean, they're scattered around the map in a way that we may not find them all, and if we don't find them all, I don't think that's that big a deal. Some kind of chug right there. What is that? Our... Yep, that's our hired worker. That's our hired worker bottlenecking the CPU, trying to figure out what to do next. All right, and so we want to go, if we take this left here and head up toward where the sheep are on top of the hill. Oh, and that's a sell point for grain. Okay, there's a grate right there. Yep, that's a mill. That makes sense. Okay. So if we go, oh, this map is bumpy. If we go here, what do we got? That looks like a big... Yep, there's a big grass field right there. And from this end, maybe we can get that in, oh, probably not one pass, but maybe close. Okay. So right around here. And then just kind of down the center. Yeah, this is behind the cows. And does this go all the way through? Ah, okay. So this is... Turn that off. And then back on again. Yep. Yeah, these fields are so small. It's not that it's difficult to fertilize them. I guess it's difficult to have like minimal overspray. Because some of the fields are more narrow than the throw on the spreader. Okay. Looking around here. I think there's one more big one up toward the sheep, so we'll go get that. But yeah, this is like 6 or 7 little grass fields. And what a cool little map. Not going to worry about this corner right here because we'd have so much overspray. So we'll go here now. And it looks like this one up here on the left is probably the biggest. I guess we'll just call them free grass fields. This looks like the biggest one on the map. This is massive. Okay. So we'll carefully knock this out. There's that. Let's slow the cruise control down a little bit. There we go. We don't have any sheep at the moment. I guess we can just stick with cows and pigs. I mean, we don't have to buy them. Right? We already own them, so that's a bonus. And we've got $75,000 on the loan, but we've got $85,000 in the bank, and we already own equipment. So yeah, let's just try something a little different. Normally I sell everything, buy all new equipment. Let's keep some equipment. I know we swapped out a few things, but we'll keep the combine harvester. Perfect for this map. And we'll keep... I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's the same thing. I'm just going to get this right here and leave that little strip down the edge of the field, rather than trying to get every square meter. And this map maker went absolutely berserk with the terrain tool. There's so much terrain sculpting on this map. That's as far as I got, by the way. When I tried to make a map, that was what I gave up. I could not even get the terrain into approximately the shape of the satellite photos that I was working from. Couldn't even get it close. Very careful. You know what? We can go first person down through here. It's a little more fun. So let's put our broadcast spreader, I guess we just put it back where it was. Or where the other one was. Oof. Oh, that's right. We can't drop it. That doesn't work. So there's a well here. Yep, we got to go around that. Try to do this all in cab. And then over here. Try not to smash anything. All right, that'll do. And we need what now? Cultivator, less than 120 horsepower. It's so tempting to go too fast, but the map's so bumpy, it's just not even worth it. And is this... Stand by. Did we fertilize this? We've got the spreader now. We bought it. So we can always come back to it. But did we fertilize right here next to us? We did not. Okay. Looks like we've got free grass here. Maybe here as well. Right here next to 15. Wow, it's just all over the map. He's all over the map. Maybe next to 23, but that might be a hillside. Okay. So I can finish those up off camera. And our plow that we got was Pottinger, was it not? Yeah, let's try to stick with that brand. Right. So I'm going to go here and right here. Yeah, no doubt. It's definitely given us a nice start that we don't need to. So this is, I want to say this is from, yeah, this is the bullet bill stuff here. And this is 75 horsepower. So we'll buy that. And then for sewing machines, he's got a corresponding, yep. And he's also got these as well. Yeah, these are the mechanical ones. And that's 3 meters, that's 4 meters. Okay. So we've got options when we get ready. We can do this for now. So I imagine we'll take this back up and put it to work. We'll have to cut in some headlands. We saw what happened last time, but we'll put this to work on the field that the Fiat started in. And by that time, hopefully the Fiat will be done with field 2. And we'll put it on another field. Yep, they just got done. Okay. So, I mean, if this works out, we can just sort of step these 2 tractors through more and more fields. And we'll just go till, I don't know, till we get to a good stopping place. And we can, yeah, let's stay on the road all the way up. There's no point going up the farm track when we can just stay on the road all the way up to field 20, I want to say it is. Yeah, it's a nice looking little map. It is, oh, careful. And it's, I would say, as small, as tight as most British style maps that I've been on. And it's hilly. It's almost like more hilly in some ways, but the hills are different. That makes sense. They're more sort of abrupt. Whereas I tend to think of a UK style map, British style map, as being more like rolling hills. These are sort of jagged hills, unexpected hills. Where's our turn? Right about here. Yep. Great couple of packs. I've got no complaints about them. I think they're great, and no problems with performance. I mean, everything, we're 60 FPS, no issues. I mean, I think there's some modders that just really don't cut corners. And I have no doubt that if Bullet Bill decided to learn Blender, you know, I'm not trying to puff the guy up or anything, but he seems like a very talented, very thorough person. If he decided to learn Blender, it seems like something he could definitely pick up. So turn this on. I'm just going to, as we did before, just do a couple headlands to make a little room. And then we'll put this thing on a hired worker. So I do think there's a difference between a modder who is capable of building 3D models, maybe doing things kind of expeditiously, versus somebody just stealing things that there's no way they could ever make themselves. The hills would be more sort of sudden like this. Across the top here. Yeah, I think of this terrain, I mean, maybe Scotland. It doesn't look like the best terrain for farming. When I see terrain like this, I always wonder what would possess a person to find this valley and say, yes, this is where we can grow crops. All right, and has this been on? No, this has not been on a hired worker. So we want to turn off Smart Worker, turn on our fields. All right, that's okay. Here we go. We'll let that run a little bit, make sure it can turn. Yeah, that's the running joke in Minnesota is Scandinavians left Scandinavia. They said this is a terrible place to try to grow crops. We got to go someplace where crops grow better. So they sailed across the mighty ocean, and they risked storms, and then they crossed the wild frontier until they got to Minnesota. And they said, this is a place where things will grow as badly as they do back in Scandinavia. Now we're home. So I don't know how people look at a certain area and say, yeah, I bet we could grow crops there. I mean, like, historically, right, back through history. It does make me wonder. And I think we'll be okay up top. Yep. All right. Okay, so he is building stuff in Blender. Right on. I can't wait to see that. Blender is another... That's another app. I've taken a crack at it. You know, maybe another time, but I just did not really have any decent luck with it at all. I would love to, but made no progress at all. And our... Oh... A little cut through the woods is here. Is it? Is it here? Here it is. Mostly sheep. Yep, I feel like sheep are... I don't know, they seem like very low maintenance compared to a lot of other animals. Oh, Fiat. What are you doing? My man. How disappointing. Oh, this is just terrible. I mean, it was a good start, but I feel like your work really dropped off. All right, we'll finish this off manually. Let's go out here. All right. We gotta clean up somebody else's mess. All right. So we're back here. I'm gonna trim this top off. And then we'll straighten up that side. And we're still, yep, four-wheel drive is still on. And differentials are still locked in, so we're okay there. How do we want to do this? We want to go here? And then from here, where are we at on time? 76 minutes? We got a ways to go yet. I don't want to wrap things up quite yet, so let's keep working here. So when we get to the end of this, I don't know what we call it. It's like a half row, half a length. I'm just going to go to the end of the field. Because I feel like if we continue driving forward, we would want to keep plowing behind us so we didn't have any compaction, and we certainly wouldn't want to back up across what we just plowed. So, go right to there. Lift that. And then we'll do this one last one here. Trying to slide over a little bit, get that, yep, get that last one right on the edge of the actual field, so it's not out in the grass. All right. I'll take it. Now where are we going? What's a big field? 18, I guess. We've done, yeah, let's head across the highway here and get started on 18. I think that's possibly the biggest field we own. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so let's head over to 18. And did we... Where is it? Where is it? Drove right past it. Let's use this little cutoff because it's really just right across the highway from here. So we'll head over to that one. There we go. And then right up here, looks like a left. And this is 18 right here. All right, I'm gonna let the Fiat run for a minute, have a sip of water. Nope, it's not there. Here it is. If I can find my water bottle. Kind of want to get in that tree stand right there. Can we? I mean, sort of. Nope. Can't quite get in it. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at calling. My skill points are coming up. I've got some perks. And that is definitely that's a very satisfying experience when you're calling and calling and then you finally do get a response. You know, and you know it's not random. It's not just a coincidence that an animal showed up while you were doing that. Like, you can tell that you're actually calling them in. And then you shoot them. Man, that has got to be... I don't know if animals have that type of awareness or consciousness, but man, that's got to be the worst. Where you're like, oh, it's an elk. I can hear an elk. That's one of my friends. There's an elk. I'm going to go see my friend. This elk that's calling to me. And then somebody shoots you. Ah, you're not an elk at all. Man. And can we... Oh, look at that. They're almost done. Okay. Can we get across here? I think we can. That is not bad timing. I'll take it. This map is just unbelievably bumpy and bouncy. Like watching that... Oh. Blocked by an object, huh? Alright. Watching that little Deutz bounce down the hill. Our poor driver. Alright, so from here we'll go up and around and try to get to field 2. You're done. You're done. There's nothing else to do. So let's drive across here. Still good on fuel. Yep. And we can go... Let's go to the left and use that little cutoff rather than going to the right all the way around. Let's just go right down here. Carefully. Oh, I drove right past it. That's, I don't know, the fourth time I've done that. We'll just go across the bridge here and go back up. And I think we're coming up on an hour and a half. Whoa, careful, eyes on the road. We're coming up on an hour and a half. I think I may get the Deutsch started in field 2, and then we'll call it, because the Fiat's not going to be done in field 18 for a minute. And even when the Deutsch gets done, the only thing that it can do from here is go to field 18, and field 18 won't be ready for it yet. So I think maybe we'll call it right here. And we'll have to figure out, I think next, right there. Yep. Next farm will be Western Shore. We'll do that, what's today, Saturday? We'll do that Monday. Because I definitely want to keep the Western Shore going. I just don't want to burn out on it. So we'll do the Western Shore on Monday, and then tomorrow, Sunday, I'll do X-Plane. We'll fly that MD-80. And we'll fly it somewhere in the U.S. We'll fly it from either from, like, Miami to... We fly it somewhere in the Caribbean. That'd be fun. Very 80s. Very cocaine cowboy. We can fly the MD-80 out of Miami, or we can fly from Phoenix to L.A., but we'll fly somewhere in the U.S., and I'll see if I can, between now and then, I mean, everything else is working. Little nav map is working. Active Sky is working. My ARAX and FMS information is all up to date, so that's good. The only thing will be whether or not I can get Pilot to ATC working. And it's like a duplex app. So it talks to you as ATC. Miami sounds good? I was thinking about it. It's a little corny, but it just looks like such a 1980s aircraft, and then I put a 1980s skin on it. I just thought, and with it being January, maybe we'll go someplace warm. Well, Phoenix to LA is certainly warm all year round. But I got most of my apps running. And I got Navigraph going, so I've got all my charts now and departures and everything else. And it's all integrated. Everything is talking to everything. So it's all working together. The only thing is Pilot to ATC, and you do talk to it. If you need something from it, you hold the button and you speak to it, and it does voice recognition and figures out what you're telling it. But I think I may need a little bit more practice. And I would love to use VATSIM, but I really just, when I look on SimAware, I just don't see that many airports with active ATC. It's like it could be the holidays, who knows? But I feel like there really aren't that many air traffic controllers available at any given moment. So that's kind of hit or miss. So yeah, we'll do X-Plane tomorrow in the MD-80, and we will do the Western Shore on Monday. We'll go from there. There you go. All right, I'll keep working here. I'll get this stuff done today. And I don't know, we may do a little mini series on this map. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow. Good night.